Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Gilroy. Today on our roadshow, we are joined by the mayor of Gilroy. He is Don Gage. I thank you for inviting us to your city. And let's face it, who doesn't love waking up to this headline? Santa Clara County boasts the nation's strongest job market. The nation's strongest job market. You are in Santa Clara County in Gilroy. How do you feel about that?
Well, it feels great. As we look at the populations and how they're going to increase over the years, we figure by 2050, Gilroy will be about 88,000 people.
Wow.
We have, fortunately, 50% of the open space down in South County.
Okay.
Which means that as the businesses grow, because California is the 7th largest economy in the world, or in the state, the nation.
No, in the world.
In the world,
it
yeah.
Is in the world.
And so all that fallout's going to come our way, or growth is going to start coming our way.
Let me ask you about that, because like you said, if you look at Santa Clara County, heavy population in the north, and then a lot of open space, and then you get to beautiful Gilroy. And so there's a lot of open space, like you said, but it's hard to deny that a lot of the job growth is in North County. Mm-hmm. That's where Silicon Valley is, San Jose is. So the question is Gilroy, is South County benefiting from the rapidly growing job market of the entire county?
Well, it keeps most of our citizens employed.
Okay.
And we were at one time a large bedroom community. We're not that anymore because we're starting to get our own industry. Mm-hmm. Here, just because we're a destination city, we have 3 major roads coming into us.
And don't you have something called, is it the Garlic Festival?
Oh, yes,
is that what it's called? Whenever I tell
100,000
people I'm going to Gilroy, I have the honor of traveling up and down the state. The first thing they say, Gilroy garlic.
Well, actually in 2016, we have a huge agenda. We have the Garlic Festival. We have the Women's Open at Coeur d'Alene.
Come on.
Yeah, that's going to be 2016. We have the Chinese Lantern Festival.
Let me ask you about the Garlic Festival, because it is such an iconic brand for Gilroy. You've been a resident for a long time. Give us a little background. How did this happen? I know that alliteration is nice, Gilroy garlic, but there has to be more than that.
Well, there is. Yeah. In the 50s is when a gentleman named Joe Goopser, who since passed away, started growing garlic here. And 6 years later, Don Christopher started growing garlic. And he and a few other business people, Rudy Malone, who was Dr. Malone, who was involved, and a few others, decided, well, let's have a garlic festival. Let's promote garlic. So they went to one of the local parks, and they were figuring a couple thousand people. 5,000 people showed up, and it's been growing from there. And the Garlic Festival became international because we have sister cities, for example, Japan, Takomachi, who raises garlic.
Right.
And so there's a lot of connection. The French, we have the Italians, and so forth.
What does it mean for this city to have that yearly event? How important is it to the livelihood, to the economic well-being of Gilroy?
Well, we fill up everything in Gilroy. All the hotels are filled up, all the restaurants. Everybody does very well when the Garlic Festival is here. And it's getting bigger every year. In fact, we're actually, another motel is coming to town with another 125 beds because we have so much activity. And people like it here. It's easy to get to. You're right off the freeway.
And the airport also, San Jose
Airport.
Half an hour up the road.
They'll come here and stay, and it's been a real attraction. And it's still a reasonably priced, for $20 to get in, and they have a discount for seniors and children. We've got 3 stages with major bands going all day, all the kinds of foods you want to eat.
But what's interesting about Gilroy, even though it's known for garlic, and while garlic may be grown in Gilroy and the environs, much more agriculture is grown in this city than just garlic.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of jobs are based on the ag economy. Tell me about that.
Well, we have, there's a lot of major crops around here. Besides the regular row crops, cherries are a big thing now. A lot of the old row crops, prunes and some of the other trees were pulled out, cherries were put in. Also, mushrooms is the number one, and flowers. We have a lot of folks that moved down from Milpitas and a lot of other places that grow mums and things like that. They're now in our area because land's cheap. They have access for shipping. And so they come here and they're thriving. I mean, they don't have to be located exactly in a place. but you're 90 minutes from the city.
Of course.
You're 45 minutes from Monterey, 45 minutes from the valley. Santa Cruz is 45 minutes.
The airport's right here.
The airport's a half hour.
Right.
You can get anywhere you want to go in a short period of time on freeways.
So how has the mushroom industry, strawberries, cherries, garlic, done in the ire of the drought? Because this drought is angry.
It is, but in this area we have water. And part of the reason is that us working with the Valley, Santa Clara Valley Water
Right.
District, they recharge our aquifers. Everything here is on wells.
Okay.
So we pump directly out of the ground. We have 3 major reservoirs, Anderson being the largest, 90,000 acre feet, Coyote is 23, and Uvas is 10.
These are above ground or underground?
They're not underground, they're just
storage.
they're
Storage.
dams is what they are. And then we import about 21% of the water from the Delta.
Let me ask you about groundwater, though. A lot of communities, pretty much farther south, more in the Central Valley, the groundwater is being pumped so heavily that they're seeing subsidence, that the ground is collapsing on
Especially in the
itself.
valley.
Are you seeing that here?
No.
Why?
Because the Santa Clara Valley Water District has been recharging. We also percolate out of our sewer plant,
Right.
the secondary water, the tertiary water. We use we use about 3.5 million gallons a day to go to all the farmers.
I see.
We have purple pipe all over the place so they can get cheap water. All the golf courses use the non-potable water.
Let me speak with you about your residents, your fellow Gilroyans. So Gilroy was given a target of 24% conservation by the State Water Board. That's a big number. I mean, the city of Santa Cruz, for example, was given an 8% target. So you were triple that. Somehow, some way, you and your fellow residents in the month of July saved over 35% of your water. I'm rendered speechless. How did you do that?
It's a very interesting issue because when we put the challenge up to the folks in Gilroy, they stepped up to it.
Clearly.
If you go through town, you'll see most yards brown.
Right.
They stop watering the yards. But we've done a lot of savings also. The homes we built now are 50% more efficient with water.
And you're building.
And we are building
Right.
about 350 homes this year and probably 350 to 400 next year. We've conserved that. Plus the fact that we're the largest producer of tertiary water
Right.
in the county. And, San Jose is 1 million people, and we still outdo them per capita. And we're doubling that.
And while the residents have been conserving, because this is residential conservation, the farms also are playing a part in water conservation through superior irrigation techniques or otherwise?
Exactly. They all use drip irrigation. They
Right.
use all kinds of methods to reduce the amount. Even when they wash product and things like that, they reuse and recycle the water. They use about 50% of the water in ag, and we domestically use about the other 50%. So it's a nice combination. But, like I say, we're not in the same situation as many cities. This aquifer here,
Right.
everything flows about 14 miles north-south. So any water that comes out, and Anderson Dam is below that, comes right down through this valley.
Congratulations on your successes. His name is Don Gage from the city of Gilroy. I'm Pomerance. It's Charter Local Edition.